Busiswa Mazwana.
Yes.
First of all, I must say thank you to your partner Quincy for introducing me to you. That day I met you in Paro, I think it was.
Yes. No, it was actually in Goodwood.
In
When
Goodwood.
we had a flame happen.
Yeah, I had a big flame.
Yes.
And I was traumatized. I was like in my car driving to Goodwood.
Imagine coming from work and you say, well, the place is on fire. I'm like, no, you have to be joking. That's impossible. So, yeah.
It was very traumatic.
And thank you so much. When you came to and stuff. That was really.
I never felt it could ever be enough because I honestly felt if it's your own things, it's like you can't replace some stuff, you know, especially like art or photos.
Oh my gosh, I lost a hard drive that I've worked for years, since 2010. So everything that I owned from that time, how I started photography, it got lost. And we lost new painting that we were going to do, images, everything that we worked as lights, because we had lights.
Yeah.
And a camera. We lost a camera. But I mean,
But out of it, you started afresh and you basically on your path now.
yes. And I think for me it was just stuff that I collected. It's just work that I went through all this time, but it was also a growth for me. So I know how I started, and now I'm in a certain era in my life where now my artwork is becoming different from how I see things. So, but then I'm glad for that time. And now I'm in this time now that now I'm like working myself to be exactly where I'm saying, you know what? And I look at it and I'm saying, because we all have to be very judgmental of ourselves. Because I'm gonna look at my work. I'm like, okay,
Critical.
Critical. We have to look at it and you'll be like, am I satisfied with what I have given?
But at least now we can store our art images off-site in a way, you know?
That's true, yes. And thanks for Facebook. At the time that was Facebook starting. So everything I started with, I remember my first image was of myself. Just on a background. That's how I started.
Those random photos in the beginning.
Exactly. And then you just like, you know what, you don't have a hard drive. You don't even know what's a hard drive. You only know like those USBs and then you just like put it on Facebook. For me, it's like, okay.
It's like the diary.
Yes.
So you and your beautiful man, who I actually met long before I met you, have this very curated image going on. Whenever I see you, you look very chic and, you know, you always make me feel very awkward, like I'm like this frumpy person from comic book. Do you plan your outfits when you're going out?
To be honest, we don't. It's like he's gonna put out.
The truth.
I swear, like I swear, like he's gonna put out something that I'm not even noticing, and in my mind, I know where we're going and I know how I want to feel. So in my mind, I already know what color. Without him having to say which color, like his shirt, it's gonna be. I already know it's like, today I'm gonna wear a pink jersey, my bright pink jersey, my black skirt, and that's it. And then obviously it's gonna be the sneakers, and then he will walk out. I'm like, did you notice that you picked the same color?
I know. I like these two are planning their outfits very well.
No. I think it's because we both have a certain style of our own.
You have your aesthetic.
Yes, we have, but then at some point it doesn't.
It's lovely.
Yes.
And tell me something, you spend your days working in a photographic studio.
Yes.
You actually are quite expert in photography now. Yes.
Yes, I would say.
Claim it.
Yes, I'm claiming. Yes, I am good at what I do. I understand what I'm doing.
Yes. And you know I love your work so much. Hey, I used that image for our one poster, and everybody loves your work.
Thank you so much.
I really could see you going big, you know, going places. I could see those on billboards, you know, those women.
It's so nice to feel that, and someone telling you, because we're so critical of ourselves, you're like, is it correct? But when somebody says, you know what, I love what you're doing, keep doing it, and you're like, and when you send me those message, you're saying, you should do it on t-shirts. First I was like, no. And then it's like, and I need to read the message. It's like, what did I not tell you that you need to make t-shirts out of this? But it's like, at the same time, I'm like, I'm so reserved. I'm not
pushing yourself to those things.
Exactly. So it's always nice to hear. And I do see that.
So what is it called, that thing where people tie yourselves up with ropes?
Oh, I do that. So shibari.
Shibari. So the work that Quincy does with images of you is very shibari-esque. It's beautiful. So beautiful. And of course the fine detail, you know, including your braids and the ropes. Everything is just finely detailed. Do you know about shibari?
No.
Okay, so that is a whole genre of people that do this tying up for art. It's an art form. You know, it's not really something crazy and kinky. It's a beautiful way of binding the body. There's quite a big sort of movement to that, and Taryn does that, and it always reminded me of that when I saw Quincy's.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
I would love, we must definitely connect.
Yes.
Because it's a form of art. It can be used as BDSM, so it can be kink.
Okay.
But it is definitely an art form of using the body and flowing with the form of the body. So what's beautiful about shibari is the different bodies that you do work with. So you can have the skinny, you can have the more bodied filled. And when you're tying with the rope, it's really beautiful to see how the rope flows on the different body types. And the way you tie that body is not going to be the same that you tie that body. And it's really beautiful flowing with the feminine curves, and tying it up is just...
So look at it,
beautiful.
Look into it.
Even now I'm like, I would like something to like to venture.
You can actually go a bit edgy.
Yes.
You can go edgy with it.
Yes.
It's within a couple dynamic. It's you learn a lot about communication. And like safety and
very nice. Now, Busi, you come from the Eastern Cape.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite parts of this country. Those rolling hills.
Yes, yes.
It's just heaven.
Yes.
If you really go into those
We do even have a hole in the wall in the Eastern Cape.
Yes, my sister lives there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You must just go there.
It is beautiful. Do you live near the hole in the wall? Your family?
Yes. My family does, because it's not far from Edwardale.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because that's where my other family is from, Edwardale. That's where my grandfather, my grandma settled from Bufumbaba.
Okay.
Yes. So when they settled, they went to Edwardale. So that's where they raised most of their kids.
Okay.
Yes.
And have you stayed actually in those beautiful hills?
Because in the area that I grew up in, my mom moved to Tata, which she raised us because she was in the force SAPS. So she had to move us so that we can
into
schooling and in other terms of settlement. So, but we would go visit.
But what I was amazed with that area is actually all the schools.
Yes.
Those beautiful children, beautiful in their school uniforms every day, walking or getting their lifts, and then every 20 minutes or 30 minutes it's another school.
Yes.
So I think it's very valuable for people to go and travel and really discover that part of South Africa.
I mean, besides that, Mandela is from there, and you can when you're on your way to Islanda, you can see his house. But we have so much heritage there. I think in terms of how now I want to see my work going, I want to see it in that direction where you can still see Ubuxhosa, my tradition. Even these colors for me, the darker browns, the darker tones, the earth tones, those are from there. In our attire, how we dress it up, how we zhuzh it up. For me, it's that's also part of me, but it's also this part of me. I'm trying to find the
over.
Yes, but I love Eastern Cape.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful, but those roads. Some of those roads.
Look, listen.
You need a 4x4.
Look, listen. My cousin bought one because where we stay, it's in the rural areas where
it's down
raining.
There's a river.
You can't enter. You just have to or call people from the other side and ask cars to pull. But when it's during
It's all part of the whole.
Yeah.
It's part of the whole sort of experience.
I mean, we're used to it. Because that's how we grew up. So for us, it's like we're used to it. But when we move to town, you're like, you know what? Maybe we must just put a little bit of tar there. But we know that we're used to it. Our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our they know. It's like shoes for them was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, true.
Yeah.
So let's look forward into the future now. 5-10 years time, what are you visualizing? New York, Paris, London, Busiswa Mazwana, lights.
For me, it would be finding the gap between the North Africa, the East Africa, and the South Africa.
Yeah.
For me, I want to do that first.
I could see you on a big expo in Ghana or somewhere.
Yeah, and you need to have your own stand and say, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Before other worlds, but then the people from here understand and they there's a word I want to use, Nambita, but I'm trying to find it in English.
What does it mean?
It means to get the taste of what it means.
Appetite.
Yes, what it means, so that any kid from my rural area or from a different place, because they don't have role models like us. I would say my husband and I, we always have this conversation, and it's how we grew up. The gap between a father and a son, or a mother and a daughter, it's none. We don't have it. So for us to reach that gap, we need to be the blueprint of, we can still have this. We can still be artists. We don't have to rely on other things. Like the relationship we have, it's within us, the society. Yes. So I want that gap to be clear.
No, I'm with you, like for everybody, because the struggling artist image doesn't resonate with me. You know?
It doesn't. I mean, we're rich in how we present ourselves. Like I'm rich in my art. I need to understand that. And Andy, so from next door, who doesn't have who doesn't understand what does mean that, can be able to relate. You know what? I like that.
Yes, at least
maybe I want to be that. You know, like so. Those kind of gaps, and like in the backgrounds we grew up, it's like we know it's not there. And we want to be those people who bring that.
So there's this artist, you can Google him. His name's Ibrahim Mahama. He's actually a friend of mine. He's from Ghana, and he's that artist that wraps these massive buildings in sacks, the coffee sacks from the coffee trade. And I wonder if I could tie you up with him at some stage, or not physically, but if you could actually meet him and have some kind of an association, because he is giving a platform to African artists in Berlin, all over the world. He's promoting artists, working with artists, he's giving them opportunities, and he's highly respected. He's known in the art world, all over the art world. And I don't know if you've ever seen those images of those massive buildings. There's been one in London and Paris, where the whole building is covered with like Hessian sacks, coffee sacks. There was even one installation in Stellenbosch.
Is it?
So he's the guy that sort of initiated it.
Google.
Yeah.
Because we saw so much that's going on. It's like very hard to know every artist. But it would be nice to like find out. So it would be nice to know other artists other than him and I. Sorry.
I could see you guys collaborating. Maybe I can facilitate something. We'll see how we go forward. But I love your work. I'm so happy you're part of this exhibition.
Thank you so much, everyone.
You make us happy. You are really the poster woman of the Women Love Feminine movement with that beautiful photograph.
Thank you. And to be honest with that artwork, for me, I was in a space where it was difficult to look at my body and be proud of it and be happy and be excited. But then this friend of mine that has a different understanding of how a figure is. She can just sit in a couch and be like, and we're busy having a conversation, and she's like not minding me that I exist in this space. And I'm like, why do you have so much confidence in yourself? And she'll say that my body is not me.
Yeah, I think
inside
it's something
me.
We grew up either feeling inhibited or feeling relaxed.
Yes. So for me, it's like I think I wanted to have that for myself. Even today when she was like, do you know why I took this image? It's like, no, I know why. Because, and she would say, you know what, I'll let you, we'll walk together and buy lingerie because I know you're very uncomfortable about your body. I'm like, I am very, so I always want to meet people that also can teach me about myself and also explore, because when you meet people who are saying
and not judgmental.
Exactly.
You know, not judgmental. They appreciate the beauty.
Yeah.
Even like an older woman's body, you know.
Exactly.
Like if she's had children and all of that.
See, that's what I want, because we learn from that to accept who we are and accept, because now we're able to create.
Yeah.
If you are very comfortable in who you are able to create. So I like meeting people that, you know, I can find something, because we learn.
Like me.
Exactly.
People like me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like when you talk
and
about
I like meeting people like you.
I like to surround myself with those people, because at some point there's a point where in your life where you forget.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to say, when somebody nudges it, don't forget.
Yeah. But we must be in solidarity with each other, and we must be sisterly and nurturing to one another and acknowledge each other's good qualities. That's why I like that song that I chose for your one thing, which was, do you know how beautiful you are? Remember that lovely song?
Yes, thank you so much.
So thank you for everything, and let's have a beautiful day today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Went nicely. You did